Why does it feel like nobody is talking about the performances of Thomas Partey and Leandro Trossard, two really important pieces of our win against Aston Villa? So in today's video, I'm just going to be talking about those two's, great performances with their goals and off the ball as well. I know there's a bit of criticism towards Partey, and we just want to address that. But before I begin, if you are new here, please smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, and turn on those notifications. It'll be very much appreciated. But yeah, let's just begin with Thomas Partey and just looking at his raw stats here: 2 clearances, 1 interception, 2 tackles, dribble past 3 times. 2 out of 9 ground duels won isn't great reading on paper, but I don't really want to dwell on his off the ball performance. We all knew what was going to happen. We knew Rodgers were going to have the beating of him physically and athletically, and none of that surprised me when I looked at the game. That was a key battle for me. How many times is Rodgers going to get past Partey, and how effective will he be? Luckily, Rodgers, as good as he was, wasn't really effective in the final third. So we didn't really feel Thomas Partey's lack of athleticism as much in the game. But let's talk about on the ball. We're all about positivity. So Thomas Partey, I feel like on the ball was so impressive. The way he collected the ball and received the ball at times. His only, sort of idea was to pass forward, and we lack that in the midfield. Declan Rice isn't the best progressive midfielder, especially when he's in the 8 role. He doesn't really have an impact on the game on the ball. He's normally asked to play on the last line, which I really hate to see sometimes, but that's Mikel Arteta's tactics. But when we're talking about on the ball players as midfielders, as defensive midfielders, for me, Thomas Partey is one of the best around, if not the best around at that, receiving it on the half turn, swinging a ball out to Saka, swinging one into the feet of Havertz, switching one over to Martinelli. Thomas Partey really has, his passing variety is at a very high level. And I think against Aston Villa, we saw that, some really nice expansive passes. He had 69 touches, really involved in the game. 53 out of 59 accurate passes. And I feel like the game was essentially won with Thomas Partey playing those quick passes, finding himself in really good attacking positions. He almost turned the game on his head. He changed it from a game which was, all about his athleticism and being exposed, to a game where I'm going to show you my passing ability. I'm going to win us this game through my passing ability, my awareness, and my positioning outside the box. And obviously he scored a pretty good goal, which Emi Martinez probably should have done better with, but Thomas Partey was in the area. He was really reactive, and, just really nice to see him in there. Of course, he got that 7.4 rating on SofaScore. I know ratings aren't the best way to look at players, but Thomas Partey, really nice performance on the ball. Like I said, off the ball, I know it's a whole different matter. But, 90 minutes played as well in the tank. I really want to see how he adjusts to those 90 minutes. I know I've said this multiple times, but players like Thomas Partey, they're only going to get better if they have rhythm, if they have momentum. Take him out the side when Mourinho comes in, and then you chuck him back in because Mourinho hasn't adjusted well. Thomas Partey isn't going to play well. He's just not that sort of player which you can just chuck in into the deep end and expect to give you a 10 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10 performance. He needs the rhythm, he needs the momentum, he needs the feel for the game before he can properly impact it and, proper get into the zone, because he can be a really good anticipating, intercepting sort of midfielder on top of the on-the-ball skills. So really nice to see his impact in the game, and I feel like it needs to be talked about. I know a lot of people are saying sell him, Thomas Partey was bad, Thomas Partey dribbled past 20,000 times. Let's look at how he impacted the game on the ball, because ultimately, without Thomas Partey's influence on the ball, the little balls into Odegaard's, into Saka's, into Havertz, we wouldn't have won the game. And the game is all about scoring goals. Did Rodgers score goals from getting past Partey? No. So, we can look at it as a really positive performance from Thomas Partey. But of course, we have to talk about the guy that came on and won the game in 25 minutes. Probably one of the best cameos I've seen from Leandro Trossard. And that is, to say that just shows how good he is, because he's had so many good cameos for us. 1 goal, 25 minutes played, 1 shot off target, 1 shot on target, 1 shot blocked, 13 touches in there, 4 out of 5 accurate passes, 1 tackle as well. Some really well-rounded stats in 25 minutes, and I'm really impressed, of course, 80% pass accuracy. It's just really nice to see Leandro Trossard getting involved, inserting himself on the game. As a substitute, you can kind of want to play safe, but the mentality of Trossard when he comes in, I want to come impact the game, and it gives Arteta this headache, because for me, Leandro Trossard is much better impacting the game off the bench, and that's really disappointing, because we really would love to have Trossard from the start, because the qualities he has, the things he gives on the ball is really good, but for some reason he can't really start games as he sort of comes on. He's not as good a starter as he is coming off the bench, and some players are just like that in football, and I think Leandro Trossard is certainly one of those players, and that's no shade to him at all. I think he's a fantastically gifted footballer, and in certain game states he can be really effective. But I feel like this role of him coming off the bench is best suited to him. And why I really want us to sign a winger. Nico Williams has been talked about a lot. Other wingers have been talked about a lot. Rafinha at Barcelona. But we really need a winger, you know, because we need something different on the wings. Martinelli really struggled today for me. I feel like he found himself in really good positions, but he isn't a touchline winger. It's as simple as that. I don't know why we keep persisting with it. He's an inside forward. He's better in and around the box. He's best when he can get shots off at goal. But, you know, Mikel Arteta quite clearly just isn't going to play him there. So we're wasting him. He just looks poor. We're making him look worse than he actually is. And I know a lot of people are going to talk about, oh, we've revamped the whole left side. If Martinelli doesn't perform when Marino comes in, he's got to go, blah, blah, blah. No, give the player time. Martinelli's really gifted. He'll have impact in games as a touchline winger because he's just a good player, you know, even in this subdued role or in this role where he's not best. He'll still impact games and still be really effective. But he's better as an inside forward without a shadow of a doubt. Trossard as well is better as an inside forward. So we're kind of struggling now. No touchline wingers, although Trossard was really good today. Look at the impact he had. He had impact in the game when he was in the box area. In the box area. It wasn't when he was on the wing, you know, tight on the touchline. It was when he was in and around the box, sniffing out chances, his anticipation of where the ball would bounce. That's where we saw the best of Leandro Trossard. So for me, it's not a Martinelli issue. It's not a Trossard issue. Our wingers just are inside forwards and not touchline wingers. So get on the market, get yourself a touchline winger. We can have Trossard come in and impacting games off the bench. We can have him starting games where we need an inside forward as an option on the wing. It just gives us lots of variety. But yeah, Trossard and Thomas Partey, really, really good performances, really impressive performances from them. They're going to have big impacts this season. I know we're going to get signings in. If we get that winger in, great. We get Marino in, which is obviously going to happen, great. We're going to have a lot of options going into the season. We can be really, really positive. But anyway, Gunners, that's it for now. And on to next time. Peace.